Hello and welcome to my video on ancient Byzantine coins featuring the image of Jesus Christ. Basically the story goes like this. For a little bit over 100 years, from 969 to 1118 AD, you had a series of Pholos coins. This is a pretty decently nice sized Byzantine coin. This is called the Pholos denomination. This is the largest size bronze coin that they issued at the time. Basically, this coin is a class A2 coin from circa 1025 to 1028 AD. I'm starting out with this coin because it's the most beautiful out of the bunch, the nicest strike, and it has the most exquisite portrait of Jesus Christ on it. On the back, you have the text Iesous Christus Basilei Basilei. Pretty much what this stands for is Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. During this time, the Byzantine emperors struck these coins to show their subservience, that they were below, Jesus Christ, and very interesting Christian motif. From 969 to 1118, there's been about 16 types struck. These types, I have most of the ones that are not super rare here available. I have them all available in my eBay store. So let's go one by one. First of all, we'll start with Class A1. The reason for this classification for Class A1 is that this coin is the same as the first coin I showed you, but it is of a much smaller size. And see, it has the same reverse, Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. Very interesting type. Next, let's look at this coin again. It's Class A2 Pholos, also with Jesus Christ, King of Kings. This is a nice sized coin. Very popular, actually, coin to collect in this series. Next, let's see this Class B coin. This Class B Pholos comes from 1028 to 1034 AD circa. And it features Jesus Christ on the front, holding the Book of Gospels. He has a nimbate crown. He has that kind of like a halo with a cross behind his head. Very popular on these types of coins. On the back, you actually have the cross standing on 3 steps. His name, Iesous Christus, as on this coin, see, it got shortened. Iesous, boom. Christus got shortened to IS. Christus got shortened to HS. In the same text, Basil Basileus. Basically, King of Kings again. Next, let's move on to this coin. This is a Class C, 1034 to 1041 AD coin. This one is half-length figure of Jesus Christ standing. Very beautiful. This is a beautiful issue. And on the back, you have the jeweled cross. What's interesting about this also, now it says Iesous, you have Jesus Christ, Nika pretty much conqueror. This message pretty much Jesus Christ the conqueror. Interesting. Next, let's move on to Class D. Class D is from circa 1042 to 1055 AD. This one actually has Jesus Christ seated on a throne with a back. Very beautiful depiction of him. And over here, you have the same inscription as before, Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, in 3 lines. Beautiful depiction also. Next, let's move on to Class E Pholos. The Class E Pholos was from circa 1059 to 1067 AD. It features his portrait, beautiful, and also Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. Next, This one is also, this one is a class F anonymous folus from circa 1059 to 1067 AD. This one features actually Jesus Christ seated on a throne without a back and raising his right hand in benediction. Beautiful coin. And on the back, again, you have the reverse. Isus Christus Basilei. Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. Beautiful depiction. Next. Now, let's move on to Class G folus. This is actually a very interesting type over here. It's from circa 1068 to 1071 AD. What's interesting about this type is you have Jesus on the front and you have Virgin Mary on the reverse. Very beautiful depiction of her. This is actually a type of Virgin Mary called Virgin Orans. You see her kind of opening her hands out to you. Beautiful depiction. This is a beautiful coin to have. Now, next, let's move on to Class H. Class H folus has Jesus Christ on the front, and it has the patriarchal cross on the reverse. Notice the patriarchal cross, it's a little bit different from a regular cross, like this one. This is a Latin cross. What's different about it is that you have an extra notch over here on this. So you have the main one, and you have one on top of it. It has a little extra bar on the top. So this coin is from circa 1071. 1071 to 1078 AD. Next, let's move on to the Class I, anonymous folus from circa 1078 to 1081 AD. Features Jesus on the front, and on the back you have the Latin cross. What's interesting about it is that you have an X in the middle. And little floral ornaments around. Beautiful type. Now, next, let's move on to this coin. What's interesting about this coin type is it's a Class J, and it's of this Emperor Alexius I Comnenus. And he was emperor from 1081 to 1118. What's interesting about this time period is actually he was the Byzantine emperor during the time of the First Crusade. So that's what's interesting about this coin, being from the times of the Crusades. So it features the portrait of Jesus Christ. What's interesting about this type also is that it's been double struck. Notice there's a design, another design on top of Jesus, or Jesus is on top of another design. And on the back you have the cross with pellets on each side and a little crescent underneath. Very interesting motif, and this is a pretty rare coin. Next, this is a coin, Class K folus from circa 1081 to 1118 of the same Emperor Alexius I, also during the time of the First Crusades. He was the emperor. It features the bust of Jesus Christ on the front. This one has an extremely nice portrait on it, holding the Book of Gospels. And on the back is Virgin Orans. But notice the difference between this one and that one, the Class G, is that you have just a bust of her in that position. But now you have on this type, you have the half-length figure of her. You know, it's more shown of her body. And yeah, the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ. Very interesting type. Now let me move on to some types that actually are rarely seen and are for the advanced collectors. I don't have this coin. This coin could be thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars in good condition. What's interesting about it is that it's the Class M. And yeah, it features this type of a cross on the reverse. A jeweled cross on a crescent. Next, let's move on to the Class L. The Class L is also from the same time period, and it features this type of a cross. The reason I'm showing this is that if you become a collector of these Byzantine coins, perhaps you may be able to come across this very inexpensively, because sometimes people don't know what they're selling. So if you spot this type of cross, this type of cross, or this type of cross, this is the Class N, you should get this coin, and you probably, if not keep it for your collection, sell it for a lot of money. That's very interesting. So now let's get back to the classification of these A through, basically A through N. So let's review. A1 is the smaller type of the type which has 4-line reverse. Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. Right? A1, A2, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J, and K. So this type of numbering has been accepted by this woman named Miss Thompson. She created this numbering system. Now, let me review a certificate of authenticity that you would get if you decided to buy some of these coins from me. And I'm going to pretty much explain this. So, for more than a century, they created this denomination of coins, you know, which are interesting to collect. And the numbering system was created by Miss Margaret Thompson when she studied a whole bunch of coins and decided to give them these pretty much numbers to use. Then we had this author named David R. Sear adopt this classification system in his book called Byzantine Coins and Their Values. And very interesting. I recommend you check out some more coins, pretty much these coins in an article form, in a link below this video. Like, subscribe, and pretty much I'm looking forward to dealing with you. Have a fantastic day. Hope you enjoyed the video.